What's up, guys? We're back with another mindset video, and this one's a big one. This one I mentioned in the podcast I did a couple days ago. Hey, do you want to see a black cat real quick, or a gray cat? There's our little wild cat of the neighborhood. There he goes. Anyway, one thing that I think is really important is understanding the difference between consistency and intensity, and why consistency will always trump intensity. You see, intensity is like going to the gym for like 6 hours in one day and expecting to get results from that, which you won't. However, if you go to the gym for, say, 20 minutes every day and you do that consistently, you'll start getting results. And I'm actually going to insert a clip right now of Sinek essentially saying the same thing.
It's consistency versus intensity. You can't get in shape by going to the gym for 9 hours. It doesn't work that way. But if you go to the gym every single day for 20 minutes, you will absolutely get into shape. Consistency matters more than intensity.
So consistency is always better than intensity. Now that doesn't mean you can't add intensity into your training, into your routines. You do want that as well. But as John Assaraf mentions, you want consistency over intensity at first when you're forming habits or you're forming behaviors. Because the fact of the matter is, if you try and bite off too much, if you try and bite off more than you can chew in the beginning, you're more likely to give up. And I see a lot of players in the comments saying things like, is this a good schedule? And it will be like, I'm working out for 5 hours a day. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, unless you've been working out and doing practices for 2, 3, 4 hours a day already, you're not going to be able to go from not practicing every day to suddenly practicing 5 hours a day. There needs to be some sort of progression. So understand that consistency is more important. You know, if you could, with your motivation, possibly be very intense. For example, maybe you're like, I'm gonna work out 3 hours of a day and do 3 practices, and maybe in the first few days you're able to do that, but you will eventually drop off if you haven't created the habit. So focus on creating the habit first and then adding intensity. I'm gonna insert a clip right now of Assaraf talking about this, and for those of you who don't know who he is, he's an incredibly successful businessman who like works with cutting edge technology like VR and other stuff. So I'm gonna put a clip of him saying the same thing.
And one of the rules that I love to follow is the habit is more important than the intensity at first. So don't worry about the intensity. Right. Develop the habit.
Essentially, guys, this idea is very simple, but it's so important. Consistency before intensity. Again, I want to reiterate, that doesn't mean you can't be intense with your workouts and stuff, but you can't be doing that every single time. For example, my workout schedule at the moment looks like this as far as my cardio, for example, goes, is I do it 6 days a week of some form of cardio, but I have 2 intense days where I do like interval training and things of that nature, and other days where I do more kind of medium intensity. If I did 6 days of full-on intensity, I would be dead. I would not be able to do that, and I would get discouraged and I would stop working out. But because I'm developing the habit, and I've already developed the habit pretty much of doing this, I'm able to add those intense days in there. And then I have the medium intensity days, which are basically like maintenance days to make sure I'm maintaining my level of fitness, and then my intense days to push my fitness even further. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Consistency over intensity. Go for consistency at first, and then you can move on to more intense stuff and add that to your schedule later. All right, guys, so thank you for watching. Please like this, share it. Let me know of any other things you want me to talk about, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.